Hello and welcome. It's Dr. Gaeta. And one of the questions I've been getting so many times over the years is, how do I spend my time in my practice? So there's so many things that need to be done, so many things I could possibly be doing. What's the best use of time? Because I have X amount of time in my practice. So the first thing we do is to figure out what your practice schedule is. So you have to identify what hours are you working in the week? And so you balance that with the rest of your life. Years ago, I was not a great boyfriend because I was working so much. I was in the office so much. I didn't have boundaries around my clinic time because I loved doing what I was doing and wanted to be there all the time and was difficult to make plans with. And it was often late because I was so in tune to what I was doing and loving what I was doing. So the first thing you need to do is have some time boundaries in context and in balance with the rest of your life. Friendships, primary relationships, family, whatever else is going on, your own personal health, recreation, whatever it is, you want to have a office schedule that works for you, that's in balance with the rest of your life. So that's the first thing. And you want to have hours available, ideally morning, afternoon, and evening at different times during the week to accommodate different patient schedules. I used to treat on the weekends. I had some Saturday morning hours. They were very popular. They would fill up quickly. That's up to you if you want to do that or not. So the first thing is to set your schedule in balance and honoring the other important areas of your life. Second thing that you do is to be very disciplined that is when you're in the office, you're just doing clinic treatment related things that have to do with your practice. So you kind of time box that. Now I remember one time I didn't have an office schedule in my early years of practice, and I've been practicing 30 years now. And I remember in the early years, I didn't have a schedule. And I was walking down the street one day, and a client of mine stopped me and said, "Oh, hey, Mike, good to see you. I'd love to come in for a treatment." I'm like, "Great." And I didn't have a schedule, remember. So he said, "Can I come in tonight?" Now, this is in the middle of the afternoon. I was out for lunch. And he says, "Can I come in tonight?" I said, "Sure. What time is good for you?" He said, "Well, I get off work at 11, so can I come in at 11:30 tonight?" And since I didn't have a schedule, I said, "Sure." I had my father's voice in my head, never turned down work. And so I saw him that night at 11:30, got out of the office at like 1:30. So first thing you do is you have office hours. The other mistake I made early on was that I thought that if I didn't have a patient scheduled, I didn't have to be in the office. So I remember, let's just say my office hours were 3 to 8. My first patient was at 5. I didn't show up till 4:45 to set up for that patient, another mistake. So when you set your office hours, you are in the office, whether you have a patient or not, you're in the office working on your practice if you're not working on a patient. So that's very important that you honor that time boundary that you've set as office hours. Okay, so you're in the office. Now, the third thing is, what do I do during those hours? I'm going to draw you a little picture. So the way this works is, I like to call it the 3 concentric circles of time management while you're in the office. So we've got 1, and then we've got 2, and I think you know what's coming. We've got 3. Okay, so the first thing, is to take care of the patients you have. So number 1 is your active patients who are currently in your care. They get top priority. The first thing you do is to do a great job with the people who are currently in active care. I screwed this up for years where I was, I have to get more patients, And I did that, which is great, but I did that to a fault where I actually was neglecting the people that were coming in for care and didn't give them my full presence and attention. Big mistake. So that's the first thing. You're fully present and attentive to the people who are coming to you currently for care. And this has to do with treatment planning, making sure you're fully prepared for the next visit, that you have a treatment plan for them. And that if they're not in the book, then you call them, email them, make sure they have their next appointment scheduled, and preferably a series of appointments scheduled until their next reevaluation. So that's number one. Don't do anything else until you do that first thing really, really well. Take great care of the patients you have. Okay, they're currently in active care. Second, now once that's totally done, if you've got time left in your schedule, those hours you blocked off, then number two, so this is one, two is reconnecting with past patients and potential patients. Okay, so these are folks who used to come in but aren't anymore. You may want to reach out to them. And then potential patients are folks you've met or have called your office, they've contacted you through your website, but they haven't come in yet. So you want to follow up with them. Hey, any questions you have, anything I can do to help you decide if this is right for you? Would you like to make an appointment? Something like that. So following up with past patients, at least the ones you want to work with again, and then your potential patients who have expressed interest but haven't yet come in. So you do that until that's perfectly done. You've done all of your follow-up with all past and potential patients. That could take months if you've got a big kind of back list in your practice. And then three is new. These are folks who actually don't know who you are. This is your outreach. You can think of this as outreach. And these are folks who have no idea who you are yet, right? They don't know, so you might be writing an article, write a blog, record a video, do a public talk, show up at the local health fair. You're going to do something to reach out to your community so that you meet people who don't yet know you exist and just share with them why you do what you do and what you do and how you help people. So again, you're only going to get into that once you've fully taken care of perfectly your active patients. You've reached out to past and potential patients, because it's way easier to reconnect and reactivate an old patient who maybe you had a great connection with, but they faded away or something happened or whatever. That's much easier to do than to find new people who would be interested in the work that you do. So that's today's lesson on time management. I hope this is helpful for you. And this is Dr. Michael Gaeta, and lots more at michaelgaeta.com. Take care, and peace and success to you in the days ahead. Bye-bye.